Hey there, what's up everybody? It's Ben and thanks again for watching the Soar Skater Studio. You may notice here that it's the same Soar Skater but a new studio. So I moved into a new house and hopefully it's a nice new beginning. I like the place, I'm enjoying it, and I got a new spot to film at, so this is where we're at. Today I'm going to talk about static kneeling lunge. I am a huge fan of static kneeling lunge for the purpose of strengthening your lower body for skateboarding, because static kneeling lunge is a great strength building exercise that builds strength in such a way that is counter to how skateboarding builds strength. So skateboarding, you do a lot of jumping around. It's a very jumpy, movement-oriented type activity. I'm going to refer to my notes here to get the scientific term. So skateboarding is a very isotonic form of exercise. It means exercise that involves movement with not too much resistance, whereas this strength building static kneeling lunge we're going to do today is a more isometric exercise, which is more about holding a position with more resistance. So the kneeling lunge is meant to kind of build grounded strength, build solid strength, which will help counteract the kind of jumpiness that you often do with skateboarding. So to get started, static kneeling lunge is basically what it sounds like. We'll start with our right foot in front. So you just get into a kneeling lunge position. Your knee will be directly over the front ankle, so front knee directly over the front ankle. Your back knee will rest on the ground, and you want to tuck your back toes. So by that I mean your toes will be arranged like this with your back foot. If you're on a nice soft carpet like me, then maybe you won't need a yoga mat or a pillow for your back knee. But if you're like on a hardwood floor, or if you want to do this on the concrete somewhere, maybe bring a blanket you can roll up, or get just a thin pillow to put under your knee to help yourself out with that. You will also be taking pressure off of the knee purposefully during this exercise. So I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. So this is our basic position. We want to bring the hips into alignment with each other. So for a lot of us, the front hip may be a little forward compared to the back hip. For some of us, the back hip may be forward and the front hip will be backward. However that is for you, bring the hips into alignment with each other so that you could draw a straight line through the side of your body and your hips would line up. That might involve stretching the left leg a little bit. It might involve strengthening the front leg. It might involve squeezing your core a little bit. But bring those hips more into alignment. It's okay if it's not perfect, but you want to get them pretty well aligned. Once you do that, you'll start pushing down through the front foot, and you want to activate the whole front leg to do that. So my thigh here is working, my glutes, my butt muscles and my hip are working, my hamstring is working, the calves I turn on a little bit, even the ankles and the feet I turn on a little bit, all to push the front foot down. And while you're doing that, you should feel that you take a little bit of weight out of the back knee. So maybe at the start of the exercise, you're just pushing down lightly, working on activating all those muscles to get a light push down into the ground through the front foot. But by the end of the exercise, you slowly increase the intensity so that eventually you could lift that knee off the ground without doing much more effort. So you really want to push down through that front foot. Feel how that takes weight out of the back knee. You can push down lightly through the back foot, but not too much. It's really more about pushing down through the front foot. Now, what you also want to do is start to squeeze the front leg backward and squeeze the back leg forward just slightly. So you could imagine even squeezing your feet toward each other, and that's going to help you turn on your core a little bit. It's going to kind of bring the energy to center you, and it's going to help you activate your muscles a little bit more. So you're pressing down through the front foot while also pulling this leg a little bit backward, pushing the back leg a little bit forward, feeling those squeezes. And yeah, you'll notice that makes you turn on the front leg more. It also will hopefully give you a nice little stretch through the back hip. So if our left leg is in back right now, we're feeling a nice stretch through the back hip, maybe even the back thigh. And then once you've got all that going on, what you want to do is practice breathing in to elongate your spine. So every in-breath, make your spine a little longer, get a little taller, lift the ribs away from the hips, lift the chest away from the hips. And you can even relax your lower body a little bit on those in breaths. And then on your out breaths, you want to squeeze the core, engage the lower body more, make that engagement a little bit intense. You can either have your arms kind of at your sides like this, maybe you want to hold your hips, or maybe you want to raise your arms above your head. Kind of whatever you're feeling, because it's mainly about your lower body. But raising the arms above the head is what I do often. Brings the upper body into it a little bit more. Again, with every in-breath, lifting the body, lifting ribs away from the hips, getting taller, relaxing the lower body just a little bit. And then on the out-breath, squeeze the core, squeeze the butt muscles, squeeze the legs toward each other, push down harder into that front foot, engage more. We'll go for one more breath. In to get tall, out to squeeze, pushing down through the front foot, squeezing the legs together, squeezing your core. And then we'll switch sides. So now the left leg is in front. Once again, knee is directly above the left ankle. My back toes are tucked. Yeah, we'll go for that side angle this time. You can get a little bit of a different look here. I'm going to bring my hips into alignment. So my hips are lined up with each other. Starting to push down through my front foot, activating my whole leg to do that. So my left butt muscle, my left hip, my left thigh, my left hamstring, my left calf, and my left ankle and foot are all turning on to help push down through that front foot. It's a lot to do at once, so you want to start by engaging all those muscles lightly. Maybe on the first couple of breaths, you're barely engaging everything, pushing down very lightly. And then with each breath, on each exhale especially, gradually increasing that push down until it's very intense at the end and you're challenging yourself. So I've got that going on right now. I'm noticing how the more I push down through the front foot, the less weight is in the back knee. So hopefully the back knee is becoming more comfortable as I push down through the front foot. I'm going to start squeezing my legs together. So front leg, left leg squeezes backward. Back leg squeezes forward. Once again, you can imagine squeezing the feet towards each other. And when you do that squeeze, you're not really moving your legs too much at all. It's not like your position necessarily changes. That may help bring your hips into alignment. So if the back hip is like way back and the front hip is forward, squeezing those legs together might help get the hips more into alignment. But if they're already aligned, your body doesn't move too much. You're just creating the sensation of a squeeze to turn the muscles on and get them to work a little bit more. So that's what that's about. Once again, it's also about concentrating more energy in your center so you can turn your core on, maybe pull your belly button in and up and feel that good centered lunge as you squeeze the legs together. And the final piece here, maybe you bring your arms overhead, put them on your hip, have them by your side, however you want to do that. Start to breathe in, lift the chest up, lift the ribs away from the hips, get taller. Breathe out, squeeze those legs together, squeeze your core in, turn the glutes on, push down through the front foot more. Inhale, get tall, you can relax a little bit on the inhale. Exhale, make it more intense, engage more. Go for one more breath. All right. Thanks for following along, everybody. That was the static kneeling lunge. So once again, a great strength building exercise. You could do it, maybe for a short period of time, just 3 to 4 breaths before a skate session as a warm-up, and do it lightly. You don't want to exhaust yourself pre-skate sesh, but that can be a good exercise to use as a warm-up just to turn the muscles on. Or you can do it more intensely and for longer periods of time, maybe like 5 to 10 breaths as just a strength building workout or as part of a strength building workout. And I would recommend doing that totally separate from skating so you don't overdo it, but you can just use that to condition yourself, make your legs stronger and more ready for healthy skating. All right, once again, my name's Ben. This has been a video from the Sword Skater Studio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.